You've just been diagnosed terminal. I've been there. I too dropped to my knees after years and years of chasing energy, chasing to simply feel good, chasing the doctors to finally tell me why the hell my body seems to be failing me. Well, that diagnosis, it finally came. Systemic scleroderma. At first I was like, finally, a name, a diagnosis with a name. This is now going to validate the past 7 years of feeling horrible, battling depression, watching my life dwindle, my energy cease to exist. Finally, a diagnosis, a name to why I had no desire to have healthy relationships or even communicate or thrive in life. Finally, the answer. Now I can stop chasing and spending my time and money going from doctor to doctor. Now I can heal, or so I thought. Now I get to switch gears and conquer the treatment plan, or so I thought. See, the research began. I had a name and I had a diagnosis. Then I was hit with reality. Systemic scleroderma. No cure. Now, I didn't know in those few days that systemic scleroderma with no cure would actually be the awakening to transforming my life. You yourself, you're probably thinking, Debbie, you don't look sick. You don't even look terminal. And I get that almost every day, even from the doctors. But it's true. I was diagnosed May of 2019 with systemic scleroderma in my heart, my lungs, and my digestive tract. Just 2 years before, I was actually having heart surgery from polymorphic tachycardia. My heart was going into complete tach 8 to 12 times a day. The cardio surgeon put in a pacemaker and a defibrillator, but really couldn't determine the cause. Well, here we were 2 years later when I received the terminal diagnosis of scleroderma. Finally, the answer to why I have a machine beating for my heart. Even then, I spent the next 2 years feeling my body failing me, as if I was dying from the inside out. I kept telling my heart doctor, something's still wrong. So for the next 2 years, I started chasing the hormones and the thyroids and what else can be wrong. My body just wasn't responding. I was becoming lifeless, mind and body. I was exhausted, but now I had a name, I had a diagnosis, but it had no cure. And based on the diagnosis of it being in my heart, lungs, and my digestive tract, statistics gave me 6 months to live. Now, yes, there's no cure, but there's a handful of specialists in the United States who work with patients diagnosed with systemic scleroderma. We're gonna put you on a waiting list of 2 years so you can get your first appointment. How does that sound? So let me get this correct. Statistics give me 6 months to live. There's a 2-year waiting list to even see a specialist in the field, but there's no cure. Aha, got it. Sounds to me like I need to get busy putting together my end of life plan, writing my wills, what happens to all my stuff, the cars, the clothes, all my personal items, and more importantly, what happens to my codependent sidekick, Einstein, my beloved dog of 10 years? What's gonna happen to my body? What's gonna happen to my soul? Reality started to really set in. I now call it my biggest gift and my biggest blessing because there was no cure. There was no treatment plans to chase, no radiation talk, no chemotherapy talk, no taking my family on a deep dive into chasing a cure, because there was no cure. And when each of you get here, we all feel things very differently. Some give up, and as their body fails in areas, they go from doctor to doctor to treat the symptom that the disease has caused that day, week, or even that month. Some want to fight, get in all the research programs, spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for that glimpse of hope. Some stay in research mode. I gotta go fix myself, and join every foundation group and thread that discusses scleroderma. They begin to read all about the personal sufferings, all the pain, all the excruciating and devastating ways your body's gonna fail you, and how it impacts your family and your loved ones and your caregivers. You no doubt become your biggest fear. You will become a burden. And it's gonna be a devastating blow, or it can be an opportunity to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you love? And what makes you happy? When I came to this realization, the statistics that gave me 6 months to live, that my diagnosis was my awakening, it gave myself the permission, probably for the first time in my life, to ask myself, what makes Debbie happy? What truly makes me happy? What sets my soul on fire, regardless of who I pissed off? See, not from the lens of my family or my loved ones, not from the lens of my work or career or financial impact, and not from the lens of trying not to hurt someone else's feelings, not from the lens of people pleasing, but from the simple lens of permission to live the next 6 months in an environment that I desire to be in, surrounded by supportive people, waking up every day, doing exactly what I love, regardless of who it pissed off. Now that sounds pretty bold, right? I can't just possibly choose to do exactly what I want and love every day without consequences. Why not? Didn't a terminal diagnosis with no cure give me permission? This was my life's aha moment. I actually didn't need a terminal diagnosis for permission to choose what I love. It's called self-love. See, society and the personal development world has given you the vision and the belief that you must chase to fix yourself, to seek healing outside of yourself, to take care of everyone else's needs first before you can love yourself enough to be selfish. It is wrong and harmful and so not true. And to be honest, that road is probably what led you and I to a terminal diagnosis in the first place. Now that's another powerful impact story for another day. But I was one of those personal development coaches for the past 10 years, sitting clients on a therapy couch, taking deep dives into their past to uncover the wounds and the traumas, the mommy issues, the daddy issues, to find the lesson so they could turn it into the gift, so that they could be validated to actually move forward in life, to decide what makes them happy, what serves their soul. And I was wrong because it's so not true. With a terminal diagnosis with no cure, 6 months to live, I told my clients, look, I no longer can sit you on the therapy couch and discuss your past. We got to get moving. I got 6 months, so I'm going to go out and create the most amazing 6 months of my life. Are you with me? It was as if my personal diagnosis freed them from chasing to fix their past. My diagnosis and time frame gave them a sense of urgency and permission to choose to create what they loved. Permission to put down the self-help books, to stop chasing love, to stop chasing the diagnosis, to stop chasing the number on the scale, to stop chasing unfulfilled careers, to simply stop digging into the past. You can't fix the past, so just stop trying. My awakening, my diagnosis actually created a forward-focused structure to create a whole new me based on what served my soul and what made me happy, as well as all my clients. We simply stopped chasing to fix the past. Now, doesn't that sound refreshing? I stopped living from the lens of I'm a patient with systemic scleroderma with no cure and 6 months to live. I started creating the life that I loved and I desired and I deserved. And in doing just that, I stepped into a forward-focused structure, navigated around the disease and what it was doing to me, and I was able to create a program for a thriving life with lasting transformation. Yes, I am living and thriving with systemic scleroderma. I wake up every day in an environment that I love, doing what I love, with a forward-focused structure to live each day in perfect health. I give my mind, my body, and my soul the ultimate environment to heal itself with a structure that is proven globally. My clients, they range from cancer, MS, scleroderma, Lyme's disease, chronic heart failure, plus their loved ones. And this proven forward-focused structure is even transforming our United States Army military veterans who suffer from trauma and PTSD. I am proud of the structure of what we coach. My terminal diagnosis was my wake-up call, the best thing that could ever happen to me and my clients. So if you're living with a terminal diagnosis or some type of chronic disease, if you're reacting to life, chasing to have vitality in life, if you're living in fear of being a burden, if you're not happy, if you're not thriving, and if you're unfulfilled, jump on a discovery call to discuss the program of how to optimize your life after the diagnosis. The best day of your life is the one in which you decide your life is your own. No apologies or excuses. No one to lean on, no one to rely on or blame. The gift is yours. It's an amazing journey and you alone are responsible for the quality of it. this is the day your life really begins. The identity of you living as a terminal victim ends now. Click on the link, get a place on our calendar. Let's discuss your current reality and how you too can thrive and optimize your life. Look forward to speaking with you.